across to Mr. Gandhi. Thank you so much, Mr. Gandhi, for joining in with us this afternoon on ET Now. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. And Mr. Gandhi, firstly, I want to just talk about in terms of the demand trends that you're seeing. Right now when I'm looking at the growth, also product category-wise, when you look at it, small appliances surely have done a strong growth, but something like a gas cooktops or a non-stick cookware, that has not done quite well. So just explain us the demand trends that you're seeing, and also geography-wise, how are the demand trends going, especially in terms of urban, rural areas? What is the trend here as well?
Yeah, good afternoon. As you know, this year the festive seasons are moved by a month forward. So for us, most of our consumption actually spikes during the festive seasons. So we have a stronger second and third quarter, and closer to the Diwali, the quarter is larger. So we are also witnessing this year, while the year started with softness in the demand, but now down south, of course, Onam is bigger. I mean, this is the month of Onam now, and we are seeing good traction in the Kerala market. But as we move forward, we believe that going forward, as we hit the festive season, the demand should come back to normal. Yeah, on the geography front, I would say that we are seeing better demand in the tier 2, 3 cities compared to the cities. We are seeing bigger growth there, and also in the categories of products that where we have launched a range of products, particularly in the appliances, which we are seeing good traction and good demand coming from this. So overall, as a company, we are seeing that the demand for us will move towards the second, move from the second to third quarter compared to the previous years. But otherwise, we see that the markets were soft for the past period that has transpired for this year.
Right. Also, Mr. Gandhi, I want to understand in terms of your margins of the company. This time around, they have remained almost flattish when I'm looking at it. So going forward, in terms of margins, what are we expecting? Could we expect double-digit margins coming in for the company, like it's spoken about in the past, about that 11% EBITDA margin? Is that expected in FY24, or maybe it'll be a subdued margin that we could see this year?
We have already improved on our gross margins. Of course, there is increase in cost, but for us, the costs for all the 4 quarters are more or less similar, and increased revenue in the second and third quarter. We are very confident to get to that 11% margin from this year itself.
Well, so small appliances as a pack saw a good growth in the first quarter of FY24. So do you expect this trend to continue? Which categories will lead the growth going forward?
Some of the categories in the appliances have started firing, and particularly now in the second and third quarter is also a cold season that we witnessed. One of our category, that is the electric kettle, does very well during this period. And the other category being the air fryer, we have got to leadership there. We are seeing very good acceptance from the consumers. Both these are actually helping us grow on the appliances, apart from the other appliances that we already operate in. We believe that for us, all the 3 categories, that is the cookware, cooktop, and the appliances category, will continue to grow. There is no kind of a challenge in any of these categories. In terms of volume, we continue to grow. In terms of value, because the input costs relatively have come down this year compared to the previous time on the same year last year. So we generally pass on these benefits to the consumer. So the acquisition cost of the consumer actually is lower than what generally they would otherwise be paying. So on the revenue, you see a smaller growth compared to the volume growth.
Sure. And also, I just want to understand one more thing in terms of, this time's revenue growth, the traction that we're seeing is at 9%. Could we expect a double-digit revenue growth by the end of this year for the full year, or any guidance that you would help us with that?
If the markets are stronger in the second and third quarter, we are confident of a higher double-digit growth. But if the markets continue to be at the similar levels that they are currently, then we'll still grow at the double-digit growth.
Right, Mr. Gandhi, thank you so much for joining in with us this afternoon on Markets at Noon on ET Now. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. That was the management of Stovekraft for you all, talking about what is their outlook for the company going forward as well.